Is it running? Looks like it. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna show you how to hack the SAT as the title says. So a lot of the time, so I am a part-time tutor at a SAT prep center, and a lot of time I notice the students know how to do all the problems. It's just that they make a lot of mistakes, and sometimes, I mean, some students just don't know how to do a certain problem, but I feel like that just comes from just being just I guess those kids, you've been hacking through your math classes, so you don't have foundation. But for those of you who has foundation, I guess you don't know how to hack it. And also, with this methodology, even if you are bad at math in general, I'm sure you can get a better grade. So SAT math, if you don't know, they always give you all the formula that you will need for this test here. So if you ever think that, I might need that specific formula that I remember from like 10th grade in Algebra 1 class, like, you're not going to need it. You're just going to have to, I mean, you gotta, there's always a way to hack it. So you just got to think about it a little bit. And a lot of the times, all those thinking process are like repeated. So I'm going to show you how to hack this thing. So let's go to first problem. So whenever I read the question, by the way, so this is section 3, and section 1, 2 is English section. And I know you guys are already tired from reading all those passages, trying to figure out which writing passage is wrong and stuff. So you don't want to read anything, right? And that's fine. You shouldn't. So let me show you. If x minus 1 over 3 is k, okay, how do we do this? Let me just, okay. Alright, so x minus 1 over 3 is equal to what? 3. So we're looking for x, okay? So just multiply both sides by 3, and x is 10, so it's D. Easy, right? Okay, next question. If I can scroll it. Alright. Oh, that doesn't. Okay. So bear with me because I have to do this every time. Okay. So I isn't. Okay, I is an imaginary term, right? So it doesn't compute with an integer. So for example, if you do I plus 3, it's just going to be I plus 3. So when you do this, you got to pair these guys and pair these guys. So you're going to get negative 1, what is that? Negative 3? Yeah. Plus 3. So it's going to be negative 1 plus 12i, which is A. Okay. Technical difficulties here. Bear with me. Alright, let's go to next question. So these are the things I was talking about. So these are almost a paragraph long, and I don't want to read all this. So a lot of times on the SAT, they're going to talk about, Jane had a alcoholic father, and he invested all their money to stock market, and they all got poor, so Jenny has to sell lemonade to feed their family. Like, we don't care if they, like, it's just give us the question that you're gonna ask, right? So like, in case, like, the example I gave you was like, she was selling lemonade, so how much lemonade does she have to sell in order to feed her family every day? So that kind of thing. So just read the last sentence first. So which of the following represents the total number of messages sent by Armand and Tyron on Saturday afternoon, right? Okay. Armand, M messages for 5 hours. Tyron, P messages for 4 hours. Okay. So what would that be? So M messages each hour for 5 hours. P message for each hour for 4 hours. So just 5M plus 4M, right? So which is, for P, so which is C. Okay. Next question. Why do I have to do this every time? What's this? Oh. Okay. Kathy is a repair technician for a phone company. Okay. I just made the mistake, right? Don't read this. It's a waste of time. Okay? Let's read this. What is the meaning of value 108 in this equation? What equation? Oh, this guy. Okay. What's P? P is the number of phones left in, and D is the number of days she has worked. Okay. So it looks like P is the number of phone, and 108 here is the default value of the 108. So what does that mean? That's an intercept. So that's a default value that will always be there. So she starts each week with 108 phones to fix. That's the answer. Okay. All right. Clear. Next. Oh, that's fine. All right. 5. Which of the following is equivalent to expression above? Okay, so just like this problem right here, you just gotta pair up the like terms. Okay, so look at this, right? So you have negative outside the negative, so this becomes positive, right? So you know the first term is 2x squared y, so a and b automatically goes away. And the only difference from C and D, one distinguishable note difference is 6y squared. So let's look at the y squared term, which is negative 3y, and this becomes plus 3y squared. So it cancels out. So the one that doesn't have 6y term is the answer. Okay, that easy. Number 6. Boom. Okay, number 6. Based on the model, what is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year? Okay, so this is an example. H obviously is the height. Like height H, it says it right there. Also use the common sense. Why would they say H if they weren't going to say height, right? So if this is the height, this is what? Then this is the default height. And 3A. A, what's A? Okay, A is H. Okay, so when do you age? Every year, right? So the boy grows 3 inches every year, so it becomes A, right? Makes sense. So okay, this one, some students trip up on this. This is actually pretty simple. So I know you guys are used to thinking like if you have x plus y equals like 3 over y or something, you multiply both sides by y and like do that. But then like it's easier to think of it this way. So like y goes up here, it becomes yx plus y squared, right? So you just gotta move things around, and you gotta notice like this can be just one chunk. This also can be just one chunk. So for example, for this, we're solving for p, right? Okay, so this is one chunk, this is one chunk, right? This goes top, this goes bottom. So you're basically flipping it over, right? So this on top here, this is on bottom here, so B is your answer. Okay. All right. Clear. All right, number 8. What is the value of 4ba squared? So 2 ways to do this. A equals 2b and plug that in and you get 2. Or you do this. This is a over b, this is b over a. You flip this around. B over a is 1/2 and you multiply this by 4 and you get 2. Either way works. This one is more preferable because this technique shows up a lot on the SAT a lot. So here's the principle. You take the given expression, turn it into the expression that they're asking for. All right. Don't waste time solving for both a and b, and like, don't do that. Just solve the equation, solve the expression that they're looking for. All right. Okay, next one. 3x plus 4y. So this is pretty straightforward, simple system of equations. Okay, so I'm just going to multiply the bottom by 2, and this becomes 4y, and then I'm just going to subtract. So if you subtract that, 4y's cancel out. That's 3x minus negative 2x and negative 23 plus, what's 2 times 19? 38, which is what? 15, and that's 5x. X is 3. What's the only thing that has x as 3? So don't even solve for y at this point. Right? So just pick the one that's already in the answer. Okay. Let's see. Alright, g of x. So if you're thinking that, oh, we have two equations, this guy, and I gotta solve for a, then you are, I'll give you b minus for that, right? It's a waste of time to solve for a. So let's think about this. What's 4? And what's negative 4? I mean, like, if you put in 4 here, what does it become? 8 times 16 plus 24. What about negative 4? 8 times 16 plus 24. Is that going to make any difference? No. Hence the definition of even function. You definitely have learned this in your Algebra 2 class. If you haven't, then your teacher sucks. Okay, so the value is going to be 8. You don't even have to solve for a. So these, it's not much of a big deal, but it does make a difference. Like when you're crunching time, it's going to make a big difference, like, overall. Okay. All right, so what was the price per pound of beef when it was equal to the price of pound per chicken? Okay. Obviously, this is chicken, this is beef, right? And you basically set them to equal to each other. And because it's decimal, and I don't like decimals, I'm going to convert it into whole number. 235 plus 25x is equal to 175 plus 40x. And what are you going to do? Move this over and becomes negative. 235 minus 175 is equal to 40 minus 25x. Okay, so x is 15. And what's that? Is that 60? Yeah, it's 60. Yeah, right. So then x is 4. Huh, that's weird. It's not in the answer. That's because x is what? It's weeks, right? It's asking for price per pound per chicken. So you got to plug this back in. Where? To the chicken part. So 1.75 plus 1.6, which is 3.35, which is D. So this is why I'm telling you to read the last question and also underline this, because let's say there was a $4 here and College Board decided to be an asshole, right? Like you are going to pick this one, right? So that's why you got to underline the last question. I just read the last question and then I still almost made the mistake. So reading all this is definitely not going to help with figuring out what they're actually asking for, right? Okay. A line in the xy plane passes through the origin, a slope of 1/7. Okay, so if it goes through the origin, does it have any intercept? The answer is no. Okay, so it's like this. Slope of 1/7, like that. Okay, what is the following? Which of the following line? Okay, so that if it has a slope of that, it's this, right? So 7y is equal to x. So D is the only answer. Okay. How are we doing in time? Okay, it's been 14 minutes. I'm gonna move faster. Okay. Read the last sentence. Which of the following is equivalent? That doesn't make sense, right? To this. This is not one of the answer choices, all right? Okay. All right, let's do this. How do we do this? Okay, divide and conquer. So this fraction, this means nothing more than just division, right? And this should be like parenthesized or something, right? So like this, okay? Right. And we should do this part first, obviously, right? And how do you add a fraction? It's like number, right? 1 plus 0, like this. You gotta make their denominator the same, right? So x plus 2, x plus 3, right? Then this, if this has a denominator of this, the numerator becomes x plus 3, and this one x plus 2 plus, right? So then what do you have? You have 1 over 2x plus 5 over x squared plus 5x plus 6, and then what do you do from here? This is 1 divided by this thing, so you can flip this over, and it becomes x squared plus 5x plus 6 over 2x plus 5. Makes sense? Moving on. This, okay, so this is what I was talking about. Use the given expression to make into a current expression, all right? But then this one, I mean, this one you kind of have to go the other way, all right? What's 8 in terms of like 2 of something? It's 2 to the power of 3, okay? So if you substitute that, you get something like this, right? Then what do you get? 2 of 3x over 2 of y. So how do you simplify this? You do 3x minus y. Okay? So reason is because, let's think about this. If you have 2 of a, 2 of 2, how do you do this? You cancel out and this becomes 6, right? Because there's 6 2's up top, 2 2's in bottom. They cancel out. That's why you subtract. You don't ever do this. This actually tilts me, right? Don't divide them or something like that, right? It's not this, for crying out loud. Okay? I've seen so many students do this. Please don't do this. Okay. So you have 3x minus y, and read the question again. 3x minus y. Okay, so that should be 12. 2 to the power of 12, which is a. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Ax. So if you FOIL this, what do you get? Abx squared plus 2bx plus 7ax plus 14. Okay. 14 corresponds to 14. All well. Okay. AB corresponds to then 15. 2b plus 7a should be c. Okay. Let's write that down. 2b plus 7a. Alright. What's AB? If a plus b is 8 and ab is 15, a or b is 3 or 5. Okay. I mean, I don't know how to explain this because this is like, I mean, not really a common sense, but like, you can't be that bad with numbers, right? Okay. So, and then if you pick this, then that's heartbreaking, right? This is not the answer. What is it asking for? It's asking for value of c. You got to read the last sentence, right? So c is 2b plus 7a. So let's plug this in. So we don't know if a is 3 or b is 3, okay? So we got to try it for both. But then we don't actually have to because all 3 choices are different. Okay, so if you plug in 3, you get what? 6 plus 35, you get 41. Which one has 41? D. Okay, don't even waste time solving for the other guy. That's a waste of time. Okay. Free response question. So you don't get to guess this one. And let's do this. Alright. T squared minus 4 is 0. Okay. Let's factor this. You get this. So you get t is equal to 2 and negative 2. And they said t is bigger than 0. So t is equal to 2. Alright. Okay. A, B, E, D, C, D. So AB is 1800. Okay, 1800. EB is 1400. BD is what? 700. CD is 800, and then asking for, what is it asking for? Value of X, this guy, right? So this has the same angle, this has the same angle, then obviously this has the same angle, meaning these two are similar, right? So this guy, this segment is similar to this segment, right? So this is 2 to 1, so the answer is 1600. Okay. Oh shoot. Alright. What is the value of X? So you might be tempted to eliminate X. Don't do that, right? We're solving for X, so multiply the top part by 2. 2y negative 18, x plus 2y is equal to negative 25. You subtract, then you get x is equal to what? 7. Okay, 19. This is a little bit harder than the other guys. Alright, let's think about this. They gave you sine of x is 4 over 5, cosine of 90 minus x. They're asking for cosine of 90 minus x, okay? Let's think about right triangle. Alright, this is right angle, and this is x. This is 4 over 5 SOHCAHTOA, or what I like to do is draw a cursive S, and so that's 5 and that's 4. Okay, let's think about this. It's nice for an angle that's 90 minus x, which is what? Which is like I don't remember if it's supplementary, complementary. Doesn't matter. It's this guy, right? What's the angle of a triangle? 180. Minus 90 minus x is this guy, which is 90 minus x, right? So cosine of this angle, draw a C, which is 4 over 5, which is the same thing. Hence, this is where the phase shift comes from. If you remember, sine of x is equal to cosine of x plus pi over 2, minus pi over 2, minus pi over 2. Because shifts right, yeah, minus pi over 2, right? So this is where the phase shift comes from, right? Cool. This, okay, let's plug this here. Okay, 10 square root of 2 is square root of 2x, square root of 2x. Okay, square root of x then is equal to 10. Okay, square root of x is equal to 10, so then x is what? 100. Can't be negative because negative number can't go inside square root. Okay, and that looks like that took about 23 minutes with the intro that I gave and also the explanation I've been giving. So if you do this right, you should be able to finish this under 20 minutes, maybe even like under 15 minutes. Okay, so the key point is, let's see, is this free? That's not free. That's free, but I don't need it. I'm just gonna find a blank space somewhere. This looks good. Okay. Don't read. I mean, you gotta read. Just read the last sentence, right? 2. Given expression to the expression that you're looking for. I mean, that's about it. That's the main tip that I can give for hacking the SAT. If you want to learn more about the fundamentals of how to do these problems, I can give it to you later. But yeah, as far as the students who've been getting constant B plus in their math classes, this strategy should work. If you're getting constant C's, I mean, like, you just gotta go back and study math for a bit. And for those videos, I'll post it up later. I'm gonna call it under math literacy or something like that. So yeah, thank you.